Hello, I'm Hortensia Beret for the Finance News Network, and joining me from Acorn Capital Investment Fund is portfolio manager Robert Bruce. Robert, welcome to FNN.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks, Hortensia.
First up, can you start with an introduction to the Acorn Capital listed investment company, ACQ?
Yes, Hortensia. ACQ is an LIC. It was listed in May 2014 to provide retail investors with a unique opportunity to invest in Acorn's emerging growth strategy that would not otherwise be available to them. Acorn has successfully deployed this strategy since 2009 for institutional investors, and it provides retail investors with access to innovative listed and unlisted companies in a single portfolio with risk managed by both diversification across industries and by different stages of development.
Thanks, Robert. Now, we recently spoke to your colleague, Paul Palumbo, about the sell off in small caps. How has this impacted the fund and how are you positioned?
Yes, in the financial year to date, the portfolio has declined 20.8%, outperforming the
Mhm.
Small Ords by 3.1%, and does include a decline of 23.1% in the volatile month of March. What we have done is reduce consumer discretionary exposure, given the expected consumption downturn, with a redistribution to gold, consumer staples, communications, and cash. The cash position has increased from 4% in December to 8% in March to take advantage of what we expect to see discounted capital raisings. The selling in mid March was indiscriminate across all sectors, and we use this as an opportunity to increase portfolio exposure to gold names like Ramelius, Oklo, and Red 5, with Australian gold producers being very well positioned given the AUD gold prices at record highs and their largest cost, fuel, is plummeting.
Now, a question about investment style and characteristics of the fund. How do you select stocks, investment style?
Yes, Acorn Capital has an experienced investment team of 10 specialists covering the full industry spectrum, not just the usual suspects of IT and fintech. The
Mhm.
team scours the investment universe with idea generation coming from observing disruption and innovation across industries, constantly researching listed and private companies, and mingling these ideas with our industry experts in a collaborative team environment. The investment team follow a repeatable, disciplined approach to researching ideas, starting with a broad group of desk research ideas, and then the detailed research really commences, including a deeper dive into understanding the company, the industry it operates in. We do site visits, extensive access to management, competitors, customers, etc., to really determine what is the company's sustainable competitive advantage. This applies to both listed and unlisted opportunities, and the businesses are modelled, risk assessed, and valued. We then rank each stock based on qualitative and quantitative factors like growth, valuation, management quality, risk, and strategy. The ranking, conviction, and the stage of development support the construction of the portfolio.
And long term performance?
Acorn's investment team are looking for growing companies with a strong management and a sustainable competitive advantage. Since inception, Acorn Capital has delivered 5.8% annualized return before fees, which surpasses the Small Ords at 2.7% and the Emerging Companies Index, which has been flat. The largest listed investment company in the portfolio is Telix Pharmaceuticals, which Acorn invested back in January 2017 as a private company with a relatively small weight of 1.2%. Then, as the business has achieved milestones, de risked, and our conviction has grown, it has expanded to 7.3% weighting. And it is an example of the portfolio manager's understanding of the business, its stage of development, and the risk and reward it presents.
And other features?
Well, through the knowledge gained from investing in unlisted investments, when companies subsequently IPO, like Big Tin Can, Calix, Carbon Revolution, Redbubble, Telix, and Whisper, Acorn Capital has a greater insight and understanding of the business and its drivers. There are several interesting private companies that we expect to create significant value in the future, like CleanSpace, a provider of PPE in the healthcare and currently supporting the COVID-19 pandemic, Elenium with its touchless health kiosks, and Marketplacer, providing a platform for online retailers. The March pre tax NTA was 93.7 cents and the post tax NTA was 97.8 cents. The shares are currently trading at a 12% discount to the post tax NTA. And from a yield perspective, ACQ has a policy of distributing 5% of pre tax NTA to shareholders as a dividend. The interim fully franked dividend is 3.75 cents per share, going ex on the 5th of May and payable on the 25th of May, bringing the last 12 months to 7.25 cents or an 8.4% yield at yesterday's closing
Hmm.
price of 86 cents.
And a more general question, small cap and unlisted equities require a different skill set in terms investing. What advantage does Acorn Capital have over others in the market? And why should investors be considering investing in ACQ?
Yes, the earlier stage a company is, the more important the qualitative assessment is, such as competitive advantage, management quality, and the ability to execute on their go to market strategy rather than standard quantitative valuation measures.
Mhm.
Through experience, the investment team believe that correctly understanding the company's stage of development is essential in assessing both the risk and opportunity it presents. The skill provides an opportunity for significant returns, provided you know the market and do the research. Acorn has a collective experience of 22 years since inception, and we've been investing in private companies for the past 11 years.
Now, to the last question, what's a key message you'd like to leave investors with, and how can people access the fund?
Well, I think for investors, ACQ represents a lower risk option than trying to make direct investments themselves when they lack the ability to diversify or experience to cope with market volatility. The ACQ portfolio provides listed and unlisted exposure to an exciting investment opportunities that we see as the innovative future and should be very rewarding to our investors. It's listed on the ASX under the symbol ACQ on platforms, and investors should speak to their broker or advisor or visit acqfund.com.au for more information.
Robert Bruce, thank you so much for an introduction to the fund. We look forward to speaking to you next quarter.
A pleasure and look forward to it.